Customers today are really changing the way in which they research and go about buying a car. They visit far fewer dealers and they do a lot more research online. So car manufacturers today have to adapt to a new way of working to be able to communicate with customers. The old ways of media planning, perhaps doing a campaign in 1 month, followed by another model campaign, another month, followed by a sales event, that's kind of the old way of working. We now always need to be always ready, able to address customers' needs and where they are in their journey with the right information to the right person at the right time. And that's a big challenge. You need the right data and you need to have the right content and the right creative to serve to customers at the right moment in the journey. So Infinity's doing that absolutely today. We're looking very much about how we become data-driven in our marketing approach, working with the way we structure our agency partners to work in that way. At a global level, we've been working with each of the regions to assess where they are in terms of data strategy, in terms of personalized content, measurement against business KPIs to make sure that we're measuring against the things we really need to drive with our communications, and then making sure we've got the right people and processes as well. And in the Middle East region, the team are really leading the way on that. So they're one of our benchmark regions, really been driving forward. Very impressed by that work that's been done, but there's always areas for improvement, and so that's what we've been working with the team to develop further. So it's all about being there where the customer is in their journey. So if I give an example, customers after they've bought a new car, they're not necessarily that receptive to Infinity sending them a message or communicating with them. So our job in that phase is, if we want to be on the shopping list for the next time around, to just try and engage, to inform, to entertain, to make sure we have some kind of resonance with customers in that kind of what we call our future market stage, where they're not considering a car tomorrow. Then as they go through the journey, they'll get to a point when there's a moment where they're beginning to consider their future purchase. We need to identify that moment. What are the signals? What are the moments that trigger that kind of initial consideration, and make sure we're there with the right information. That's typically product information, making sure we have video content in the right channels at the right moment. And then as the customer goes through their journey, they open up to consider more brands. So we want to be amongst those brands, and then giving them content and reasons to believe, if you like, that Infinity could be a brand to consider as they go along the next steps, right to the point where we make them an offer and we give them maybe a piece of more promotional communication that has a call to action to visit a dealer and then to seal the deal. One of the key things we see with consumers is that they are really bombarded with information from all sides. It's not just other car brands that are communicating with our customers, it's information and entertainment coming from all types of sources. You're bombarded with how many messages a day on your smartphone, through your social media channels, through websites that you browse, through communications you see in the street or television, whatever you consume an enormous amount of media. And so it's all about trying to get a little bit of share of attention from our consumers to stand out as a brand, to make them to engage with the consumer, to earn that opportunity to interact with them. That's what we're looking at how we do. We've been really focused on trying to find the opportunities to stand out above all in two media, above all in social and in experiential. So being where the customer is on their smartphone, if you like, and also in their real life when they're out and about, to try and find the opportunities to interact with them when they are in their future market phase of shopping. And then once we've begin to build a relationship with them, then we can develop the journey further. So we've identified a clear target audience for Infinity brand, people with whom the brand resonates well. We call them progressive challengers. We know they have a particular view on luxury, and luxury products. It's very much about their experience. It's not so much about the status and owning luxury possessions. It's much more about what they do with them that matters to them. And so that's something that really resonates with the Infinity brand, and it's something we've been building into our communication positioning. So customers aren't about owning an Infinity for a badge, if you like, or for a status symbol. It's much more about how that fits in with their lives and enables them to do what they want to do and achieve their goals, whether that's going sand surfing or whatever it might be. Just enjoying themselves, and that's something that we've been putting into our communications. You've seen that maybe in some of our latest advertising. There's QX80 advertisement in the Middle East region, which has shown people how they kind of relive some of their childhood, reconnect with their friends, and really the vehicle, the car, their luxury car that they're fortunate enough to own, is part of that journey with them. So the positioning we've been working on that resonates with our target audience is that luxury should be lived in. So that's Infinity's belief, and we know that that's something that is a value that our progressive challengers adhere to as well. So what we mean by that is, it's not about buying a luxury car for the sake of buying it. It's about buying it so that you can use it, experience it, and achieve all of your ambitions. And that's really the notion that we're wanting to communicate. So it's about showing the car in a real life environment with people. We're a very human brand. We're definitely about the interaction with consumers. We don't create our cars for engineers. We create them for real people to use and enjoy every day. And that's very much what we want to come through in our communication. So it's something that maybe shows. There's a tradition perhaps of showing luxury cars in a very pristine way, in a very almost a bit filtered, and in quite a conventional way of presenting the car as a hero in all communications. Well, for us, really the consumer is the hero, and it's how they use the car that we want to come across. So that's really the direction we're taking in our marketing communications.